right, first thing you need to do is write down homework number 5, pages 193 to 195, and those problems. Either get box paper or line paper or your own paper, but write it down in your planner or somewhere so that you know to complete it for tomorrow. This bell ringer, so pause the video, take out your notes from yesterday and use them to figure out, suppose y varies directly as x, write a direct variation equation that relates x and y and then solve it. So if y is negative 24 when x is negative 3, find y when x is negative 2. So like I said, pause the video, take some time to solve it either on scratch paper on the back of your notes or on a whiteboard, and then check your answer. So we know from yesterday if something varies directly, it's in the form y equals kx. So we can fill in the information that we know. So if y is negative 24, that goes in for y. We don't know the constant k, but we know x is negative 3. So if we divide both sides by negative 3, that gives us the constant, which is 8. Now that's not the equation though. The direct variation equation, you have to put that constant back in the equation. So it's y equals 8x. So that's part 1 of the question. And then you have to use that to figure out to find y when x is negative 2. So this is the easy part. You just replace x with negative 2 and solve. You get the y value as negative 16. So that is the second answer to the question. So y equals 8x is the equation, and the y value is negative 16. All right, this new lesson today is on 3.5 arithmetic sequences. An arithmetic sequence is a numerical pattern that increases or decreases at a constant rate called the common difference. So this is pretty easy because it's just a set of numbers and you just have to find out how you're getting from one to the next. So you got 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. Those increase by 2 each time, so the common difference is 2. The next example has 33, 29, 25, 21, and 17. If you find the pattern there, you're subtracting 4 each time, so the common difference is negative 4. So example 1, identify arithmetic sequences. Determine whether each sequence is an arithmetic sequence. Explain. So look at the numbers and think, how do you get from one to the next? So negative 26 to negative 22, you have to add 4. And from negative 22 to negative 18, you're also adding 4. And from negative 18 to negative 14, you're also adding 4. So this is an arithmetic sequence. The common difference is 4. All right, example 1b. So how do you get from 1 to 4 using either addition or subtraction? So we should know we have to add 3. From 4 to 9, you add 5. And from 9 to 25, you add 16. So notice you're not adding the same number each time. You add 3, then 5, then 16. So that is not a common difference at a constant rate. So this is no, it's not an arithmetic sequence. The explanation would be the common difference is not the same. All right, example 2, find the next term. So these aren't difficult either, you just need to read carefully as to how many terms they want you to find. They want you to find the next 3 terms in the sequence. So first, to get from 15 to 9, think about that, and you subtract 6. From 9 to 3, subtract 6. From 3 to negative 3, subtract 6. So if you continue that pattern, negative 3 subtract 6 would give you the next number of negative 9. If you subtract 6 again, you get negative 15. Subtract 6 again, you get negative 21. So those are the next 3 terms in the sequence. The next one wants the next 4 terms in this sequence of numbers. So from 9.5 to get to 11, you add 1.5. From 11 to 12.5, again, add 1.5, and same, that keeps going. So if you take 14 plus 1.5, our next number in the sequence is 15.5. Add another 1.5 to that, you get 17, 18.5, and 20. So those are the next four numbers in the sequence. And last, example 3, find the nth term. So this means write an equation so that you can find whatever number of the term you're looking for. So if I want the 100th term, I can use this equation to quickly find that. I wouldn't want to keep adding the same number 100 times to get to that term. So the nth term of an arithmetic sequence, if you see the notation a sub 1, that means the first term of the sequence, and the common difference they use as the variable d. So you'll see those two in the equation, which is a sub n equals a sub 1, which is the first term, plus parentheses n minus 1 times the common difference. So write an equation for the nth term. So you need a couple things. You need to first identify the first term, so that's a sub 1. And then you also need to figure out what's the pattern, what's that common difference number. So from negative 12 to negative 8, we know that we have to add 4. From negative 8 to negative 4, add 4, and likewise here. So that means the common difference number is 4. So those are the two things you need. So if we look at our equation, it's a sub n equals a sub 1 plus parentheses n minus 1 times d. So we're going to fill in this information. A sub n just stays that way. A sub 1 was the first term in the sequence, which was negative 12, plus n minus 1 stays. The common difference number, we said the pattern increased by 4. And then you just have to simplify this. So we have distributive property here. A sub n equals negative 12 plus 4n minus 4. And then combine your like terms together. So we can combine the negative 12 and the minus 4 part. And then our a sub n would equal 4n minus 16. If I want the 9th term of the sequence, I am substituting n is 9. So I go to my formula, a sub n equals 4 times 9. Sorry, that should be an n. Minus 16. So the 9th number, this is 36 minus 16. So the 9th number is 20. And then which term of the sequence is 32? So that means this gets replaced where the a sub n was. So 32 equals 4n minus 16. I want to know what term number. So I want to solve for n here. So we're going to add 16 to both sides. 4n equals 48. And divide both sides by 4. You get n is 12. So what term in the sequence gives you 32? Your answer is the 12th term. All right, you have 3 huddle questions. So now you want to pause the video and work through these in your packet of notes. If a classmate's done, you can work together with them and then replay the video for the answers. All right, so the answer, write an equation for the nth term of the sequence. So that answer is a sub n equals negative 13n plus 16. So the common difference there was negative 13, and the first term was 3. And then you have to distribute the negative 13 and then combine like terms. Keep in mind you can also have this answer as a sub n equals 16 minus 13n by the commutative property, so that's also correct. Find the 15th term in the sequence. That is when you set n equal to 15 into your equation from 3a. And if you do the math, you get negative 179. And then which term in the sequence is negative 114? This gets replaced where the a sub n part is in the equation. And you solve for n, and you find that it's the 10th term. So hopefully you did okay on that. These are some wrap-up questions. Again, you can pause the video, work on a whiteboard, double check each other, and replay them for the answers. So the answers are: first one, no, there is no common difference. This one is yes, the common difference is 5. Finding the next three terms: 0, negative 3, negative 6, and 14, 18, and 22. And then writing equations for the nth terms are these two. And like I said, you could also have a sub n equals negative 2n plus 17 for that one. All right, for those of you that like a challenge, there are 3 challenge questions on the board. So creating an arithmetic sequence with a common difference of negative 10. Find the value of x that makes x plus 8, 4x plus 6, and 3x the first 3 terms of the arithmetic sequence. And then determine whether these are arithmetic sequences or not. Explain. If yes, find the common difference in the next 3 terms.